What's poppin', world? All right, so got another discussion for y'all. Right, so I'm on my 10-hour reset before I start my morning shift at 4 in the morning. And obviously, yet again, there's some stuff that we got to talk about. So, y'all new to the channel, y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Without further ado, y'all read the title. Let's get right into it. So, and mind you, just putting that out there. All of these examples is me just shooting it off the top of the head. No prep, no video. Y'all get what I'm talking about. But anyways, let's get right into it. So here is the best and the worst things that a woman can bring into your life. All this is subjective. It's only speaking from my personal experience. So just because I experienced it in a certain way that I've experienced it does not mean that it automatically translates to your situation, to your relationships with it, right? Okay. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's start off with number one. This would be a pro, right? A pro would be obviously support. Support from a woman can give you the initiative, can give you the incentive, can give you the drive, motivation, whatever synonym you want to bring towards it. Honestly, to put you in a position where you got to exceed even your own expectations to perform, because now you got a situation that's bigger than you, more people counting on you, specifically that woman in your life, in order to either match the level or standard or obligation or exceed it, right? So living for something that's better than you, or not better than you, but it's bigger than you, is a great situation if you have the right woman in your corner that's pushing you and obviously supporting you and giving you everything that you need, right? Secondly, this would probably be a pro, or not a pro, but a con. Distraction. That same support. Now let's set a support aside and let's have the same action and why what I consider this a distraction. If your woman is inclined to your purpose, she will not feel like it is the right thing to do to stand in between a man and his purpose. But for an unknowingly woman that's in your life that is very selfish, self-centered, and delusional, she will stand in between you and your greatest moment. And you can miss your mark and your meeting your full potential. So, and why do men, particularly men like us, you feel me, that subscribe to women that serve as good distractions? This is because on face value, we think that what they bring is a support system. But just keeping it 100, it's more tangible than intangibles. It's something that they didn't even have nothing to do with, but you're bringing it along because you feel like it's an asset towards your life, right? As far as beauty, femininity could be subjective because it's wrapped in between beauty and personality. So I'll set femininity aside. But yes, beauty, we think that we can put a pretty woman on our side, on our arm, and that's going to solve all problems across the board just because you were with a pretty woman, right? And yes, we want something good to look at. I mean, I think it just goes across the board. But with that being set aside, if that's the primary thing that you are putting in the forefront and you're not considering anything else, then you're putting yourself possibly in a deficit because you're in a position to overlook qualities about a woman that are very important. So that would be a con, right? A woman that serves as a distraction, maybe because the way she looks, but not the way she is, and due to that conflict of interest, that can stand between you and your biggest problem. Another thing, obviously, would be that a woman can help you build your legacy through either having kids, or having your last name, or subscribing to the brand, and going in a direction or following your direction and your path that you're trying to leave your impact and imprint on the world. she's now she's a byproduct of that experience, right? So if a woman sits up there and she subscribes to sit up there and set aside, not set aside, but put her aspirations, dreams, and so on and so forth on the back burner, just so that she can be well positioned in order for you to be at your best, I feel like you can't put a dollar sign on that. You feel me? That's more than what money can buy. Another thing that I would subscribe as a con would be women that don't listen, right? And I'm not talking about a yes woman. I'm not talking about a woman that's going to agree with everything and doesn't have her own opinion about anything. And whole point of putting out disclaimers is that, and I really shouldn't have to do them because I really don't care about what people think in generally, but I don't want people to get misconstrued or get the wrong impression of the message behind the things of what I'm saying, right? So just got to put out there that, I mean, let's be honest. You know, I'm just going to keep it honest with y'all. Being in a position where I'm just going to keep it honest with y'all. Being in a position where a woman is in a place to where she don't want to listen or she don't want to follow suit can be a conflict of interest only due to the fact that she's not subscribing or buying into the visionary that you are, right? All she doesn't have to know everything, she just has to know enough. Meaning that if you're a part of it and your mind is intrigued or that's the direction that you're heading, that should be a big enough of a cosign to where all the details that she may be curious or wondering about should fall into place. So a woman that doesn't listen is a big liability. For sure, right? Another thing I could sit up there and say is that a woman that's sufficient and independent to where not like the prototypical, stereotypical, I don't need no man, I could do all bad by myself. I mean, yeah, they're out there, but I don't think that's the majority. I think women do find a certain part of women empowerment important, but I don't think they put that ahead of the family nucleus. Like, I think most women just definitely just want to get with somebody, have a family, so on and so forth. But you know, we have effed up ways of showing what that other person means to us. So back to the point about her being sufficient and independent is that not only she'll be able to relate to what you're trying to build, because though may lack the production or where she may be able to produce what you produce, she still gets the psychology and the understanding of what it takes in order for a person to aspire to become something great. So if a woman's willing to lay down her situation for what you got going on, that's a big pro. That's a big pro. I got two more for y'all, right? A woman that does not stand firm on what she signed up for regarding the person that she decides to be in a relationship with. And what I mean by that is like allowing outside third party influences to sit up there and dictate and have a say into what the things that transpire between that woman and that man. I just feel like that's not good. That's not good at all. Because if anybody can infiltrate that relationship between you and that woman, it just seems that In my opinion, that woman is not bought in the way you would like her to be, and vice versa. You feel me? So, and the last con would be, well, no, the last pro, because I just named off a con. The last pro would be that someone with patience and the capacity to read the room and not allow her reality to become bigger than the reality, which would mean, right? Say you have a very attractive woman, but if that woman is an attention person or she has some insecurities, then that would mean that that woman is going to easily be put in a position, depending on the circumstance, to where she feels like she's the story because she's getting the most attention. It says a lot about a woman that's willing to pay the background. So, with that being said, y'all, comments, thoughts, leave those below. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. We gone.